A couple things came up and somebody said, well, would you rather go ahead and pay a return on your money or an equity position? I'd always rather give an equity position versus a return on their money. Some people would rather give a return on their money versus an equity position. That's not the way I play. The reason being is once they're a partner, they have vested interest versus just being a lender and just loaning. But don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into this trap of giving an equity and also return on their money. Because then they're not a partner. They're a lender getting a piece of your deal. I hope you got that, okay? It's very, very important for you to understand that. And here it is. That means they will look at the potential selling price based upon the low to average selling price of the comps. We always want to play it safe, play it low ball, look for the low-hanging fruit. All right, number 5 is understand how to holding costs affect deal if we're buying property without seller financing. All right, holding costs, in my eyes, is equivalent to debt service because the money, if you're putting money into a deal, what that means is that there's a cost for that money in some regard unless they're an equity partner, okay? Plus the assignment fee, any estimated repairs, debt service until you have the property either leased up, refinanced, or sold. You need to know how to do your exit strategies and how long it'll take. This is why days on market and having a clear understanding of the area is so very important. Treat this like a business and don't try to send in something that no one wants to close on. Remember, we go back door to front door, not front door to back door. Know our exit strategies and work our way back. Worry about the financing later. Make sure that there's upside. Now, if you want us to pay you something for finding a deal, then we want you to only bring us deals worth looking at. Otherwise, we both wasted our time. So this goes for you, and then this also goes for your bird dog. Make sure that they're only sending in qualified deals. All right? All we're asking is that you spend a little bit of time doing a little bit of pre-contract due diligence before you put a deal through the pipeline. And I'll tell you, guys, I've seen some unqualified deals come through. I've looked at handfuls of unqualified deals, and that's why I make it a total necessity that you get my system and that you go through the commercial cash flow system, which is my flagship course. And the reason for that is because it's got everything there that's going to educate you to move you forward to get these deals done. So if you have it and you have not reviewed all the information just yet, you're going to find that the deals that you're putting through are going to be less desirable until you get through that material. And I put it in multiple resources from a manual to DVDs to audios. I put it in all kinds of different resources for you so that way just pick one. Just pick one. Pop the thing into your car. Turn your car into a mobile education unit. Drive down the street. Listen to me. All right? That's what it takes. Now here, I want to touch on auctions. Because when it comes to auctions, we want to watch the local paper for foreclosure auctions, tax sales, and other listed properties. Who here has the Los Angeles Times? Anybody? Have you looked in the paper today for a property? Has anybody cracked open the classified section for a commercial property today in the Los Angeles Times? That's my question. Anybody? Okay, well maybe you should. Maybe you should. You're going to see there's out-of-town owners in there. There's going to be property for sale out of California. Again, these are going to be motivated people that you should go ahead and call on. You're going to see wonderful opportunities in those papers. And auctions are also listed in there, and they're held in bad weather with the properties an absolute, okay? Must be sold, and your best chance to limit competition to get property at rock bottom prices because there's no limit on what can be accepted at a no reserve auction. Write that down. No reserve auctions are key. That's where a number of my students get properties at basement bargain discounts is because there's no reserve. So they're going to give you some package information for an auction. You're going to pull up that information, all right? It'll give you the bidding terms. It starts. One bad thing about auctions is that when you give a deposit and you win the bid, you don't get it back if you don't buy the property. So make sure you have that in line. Now, if you're asking yourself, can I line up financing before I get to this auction? Yeah, that's exactly what my student Jennifer Nagao did. She told her money partner that she met her at I believe was a real estate investment association, if I'm not mistaken. And she said, look, if I go ahead and bring in a property that I acquire at, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 cents on the dollar, do you want to do the deal? And that's the arrangement. So that way she moved forward and she picked up 2 properties at an auction. You're probably not going to have enough time to order an appraisal on property, so you should have a clear understanding of timelines. That's one thing, guys, timelines. And if you're planning developer rehab, make sure the city is going to not stand in your way. and delay giving you permits. You can also make simple call and try to get the right person on the phone to answer any questions regarding the area and if they're pro-growth. There's limited windows, limited windows, okay, when it comes to auctions. Time allowed to close varies. Usually they require, write this down, a 10% payment. That's a DP, a down payment. And it could be anywhere between 30 to 60 days to close. This is for auctions. All right. When you attend these auctions, you must have a good exit strategy in place ahead of time. They don't have to disclose anything in the world of commercial because it's buyer beware, unlike residential. You have to do your own due diligence. They don't have to tell you anything. If you find out later, you don't get your deposit back. So I'm not trying to paint the doom and gloom for auctions. It's very possible. And right now, there's so many auctions out there for both residential, commercial, car auctions, everything else. All right? And anytime the government's auctioning anything off, it's worth to attend the auction. The reason being is it's a non-profitable entity. Okay? And they auction off stuff. That's the way it works. And the only person who cares about the price of the auctioneer because he or she gets paid on a commission. Governments don't care if property's worth $1 million and sells for $300K. They don't care. All right? They want it off the books. They have to conform to the rules, put it on the auction block, and sell it off. And here, write this down. www.gov, sales, sales.gov. Say it again. Gov, sales, GOV, G-O-V. And you're going to see they have everything on there. Everything. And what you're looking for is commercial real estate. Okay? So here's the 3 top sites. Here's the 3. You guys want the 3 top sites? Okay, good. Here it is. Realestatesearch.com. It's realestate-search.com. This site took all the information eBay had. Remember, my student partner, Ray, he purchased this thing 18 months, no payment, no interest. He found this deal on eBay. Realestate-search.com, it took all the information on eBay and combined the data, categorized it so it's easy to use. This is another one, Hudson and Marshall, very popular site. This site has a lot of auctions and it shows you exactly where the auction is going to be held with dates and details. And the next one is Cull, K-U-L-L, auction.com. They have auction online, offline, and it's an easy-to-use site. Very easy to scroll through. All right? Online auctions can be seal bid auctions and are truly worth your attention. Here's a list of auction websites. Here's a list of auction websites. Get it from your neighbor. Landbiz.com. Quietly, please. Landbiz.com. Landauction.com. Governmentlandauction.com, which is great. Bid for assets. This is all on page 38 for folks here in the audience. jpking.com, patelli.com, woltz.com, all auction trade, acceleration, and Realty Central. Write down a star next to Realty Central. Write down a star next to eBay. Write down a star next to Luxury Bid. I'll say it again. Write a star down next to eBay. Write a star next down to Realty Central. And write a star next down to Luxury Bid. And also landauction.com. A star next to landauction.com. All right.